As some of you may be aware, yesterday I resigned, for the lack of a better term, from Channel Awesome. So I just wanted to do this little update video to go through the reasons why and also tell you what's in store for me in the future. I know that 98% of my audience watch me through YouTube and probably don't even know what Channel Awesome is, so if that's you then do feel free to skip to this point in the video where it'll bypass all of that crap and you can just go to see what I'm talking about for my upcoming stuff. Channel Awesome, for those who don't know, is a content aggregator website which is home to the Nostalgia Critic. I joined the website in 2009 after posting my videos to the forums, and I was officially picked up in October of that year. Originally my videos were posted to a website called Blip TV, which was kind of like YouTube but less strict on the copyright front, which meant you could get away with doing video reviews and put footage of other movies in there to help your points, etc. But the video site was bought by Disney, who then shut the whole thing down, so yeah, everyone had to migrate to YouTube eventually anyway. In the early days, the late 2000s, everyone who was trying to get into video reviewing was desperate to get on Channel Awesome, and getting picked up on that website was a huge deal at that moment in time, because you were joining people like the Nostalgia Critic, the Nostalgia Chick, Angry Joe, Spoonie, Linkara. And every year, to mark a anniversary, they would do a film or a special of some sort. So they started with like a big multi-producer brawl, and then it was Kikassia, then it was Suburban Nights, and then it was To Boldly Flee. Every year I was overlooked, along with most of the other people who contributed to the website in Europe. And yes, it did suck, but I got over it. But every year there was this strange secrecy surrounding the projects. Producers wouldn't tell other producers what was going on, and it kind of created divides and cliques. It wasn't a great atmosphere. Then the 5th year anniversary came along, and myself and other producers were asked if we wanted to make some short films. But this was after others were asked and turned it down, so that only came to light recently. I made a short mockumentary which was called Internet Dating and Me, and I was actually given a budget for the film, that budget being 0. But they did take my film, slap it on the DVD, charge people for it, and make money. To which I made a grand total of F all. I actually lost money on that film in the end because I had to pay for hotels and locations and stuff, so there's that. But being the sucker that I am, I stuck around for 5 more years in the hope that 2018 being the 10-year anniversary of the website, the big milestone, that they may consider asking me to tag along. But then, earlier in 2018, rumours began to circulate that, they are making an anniversary film, and have you heard? Have you not heard? Ooh, there are rumours. Rumours. But it turns out, once again, that the secrets and the cliques have returned. And that includes people I know on the website who I consider friends, just refusing to say anything. The exact same thing happened with To Boldly Flee. Even when we were in person with friends, they just wouldn't say what was going on. They were just so silent and strange about it. And it's really frustrating because you're supposed to be a part of the same thing, the same team, and yet there are people here who kind of hold this information and are sort of seeing themselves as being the upper class and being privy to some information. Ooh, I can't tell you because I'm a part of it and you're not. You're not good enough to know. I understand the need to keep secrets from the outside, keep the surprise, but when you're keeping secrets internally and making people guess and ask and find out, then you're going to create divides and you're going to create cliques and tension. So it just makes no sense that you would choose to go down that route. Being overlooked again and not even having an email or any communication whatsoever was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back with this one. They were happy to take my video, which cost them absolutely nothing, and profit from it. But then when it came down to being open and fair in the future, they chose not to. And the entire Channel Awesome brand has become somewhat soured over the past few weeks and months, with stories much worse than mine coming out from other ex-contributors. So now it feels like a good time as any to get out, just so that whatever reputation that I may have remains not tarnished by the shitstorm that is coming down on Channel Awesome at the moment. I remember being at a convention with one of the big contributors to the website, and a fan ran up to them with a drawing that they'd done and gave it to them. Now, it wasn't a great drawing, but the fan had clearly put a lot of time and effort and passion into it, and they really wanted to give it to their favourite producer, and they did so, and they were so happy. The producer said thank you, and then the fan walked away, and then we walked away, and then the producer just put the drawing in the bin as we were walking. Just didn't even look over their shoulder to see if the fan was still there and watching. Just popped it in the bin. I was kind of shocked at the time, but looking back, it kind of works as a perfect analogy for this whole thing. Blatant disregard for people's feelings, their passion, their efforts, no professionalism and no care. Most of you watching this probably don't associate me with Channel Awesome, and that's great, but the site was a part of my online life for 9 years, so it just feels like it's a huge shame to be completely ignored. I was made promises about charity drives and being featured on other YouTube channels, but can you guess how many of those promises came to fruition? If you said none, you'd actually be wrong. No, actually you were right. Of course you were right. And this is just my story, my side of it. I've witnessed other things, and that is for those people to tell you, of which there are a lot. And there are also other stories that will at some point surface, but that's not my place to tell them. So just keep your eye on the news surrounding Channel Awesome, and I'm sure it will all come out eventually. I have met and worked with some amazing people through the website, so that is an upside to it. And some people I consider really good friends, some of which came to my wedding. Right, my camera battery just died, so I've got to finish the rest of this on my phone, so apologies. What was I saying? I don't know. Something about the good friends that I've made. Yes, I treasure those friendships. If you'd like to see more information about the Change the Channel movement, then yes, check out the hashtag on Twitter. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of very talented people that have gone through some tough times with the website, so check it out. But they've got some good stories. Not good stories. Bad stories. They are bad stories. TLDR, I left because I was being ignored, and the secrets and lies. So where does this leave me going forward? I'm currently shooting a new series of A Week On, which will be going live this week. I have been dropping hints on social media about this one, so give me a follow if you'd like to see some of those clues. But I will say this much, I'm not loving it. And my patrons will get to see it early, so if you would like to support the show, check out the link here. It really does help to keep this channel alive, so if you'd like to support all of my channel in general, all of my shows, then please check out this link. Alternately, if Shameful Sequels is your bag, there is this Patreon, so you get to only pay for the episodes which are produced because of the wishy-washy kind of status of that show. I can only make it when I can because I have to put so much bloody effort into the damn thing, but this is the Shameful Sequels Patreon if you only want to pay per episode. Both Patreons do come with perks, so if you would like to support the show, please do check out the links. If not, then just watching, liking and subscribing does help out a huge amount, so thank you. Following the Week On Tesco value, which has had over 1 million views in total, which is insane, I am edging towards 85,000 subscribers, and I've said all along that I will do a week on vegan if I ever get to 100,000. So yes, if you want to see me suffer even more than I am on the current week on that I'm shooting, then please subscribe and share, and I will do a week on vegan, because I am completely the opposite to a vegan. I am a carnivore through and through, so I can imagine that won't be a good week for me. After this week on, I am also doing another week on, which I've heard horror stories about, so that's going to be interesting, and I will probably do that before I ever get to 100,000 at the current growth rate. So please subscribe if you want to see me suffer. There's also my novel, Viral, which has amazingly reached 100% in funding, and I'm currently working really hard and enjoying working on that one, getting it finished up. So if you'd like to, of course, back that, there is still the option to get your name in the back of the book, so here's the link on that one. As for my other shows, I've got 6 new episodes of Shameful Sequels to come, 4 being the Tremor sequels, and maybe one of them being Tremor 6, if it turns out to be bad. It probably will. And I've also got one of the Puppet Master sequels coming, which was a Patreon request, so thanks for that. And of course there's more infomercialisms on the way. Yay! So that's it from me. Thanks very much for sticking through my ramblings. If you would like to support the show, of course, there is Patreon, so thank you very much. Or you could just like and subscribe all of my videos. And yes, follow me on social media, all that gubbins. But thanks very much for sticking around. I'm sorry about the 2 cameras. I'm a terrible, terrible content producer. Please subscribe.